Tell you what, I've had this secret so long, I wasn't sure if I could remember it, so he just delivered it to me. So it's the same secret that I've been having, that I had him come up here. Now, as you know, I had no idea that the kids were going to do that thing for me and Carrie, but today is our 34th anniversary. Carrie, come on over here just a second. Carrie, she's wearing a mask. She's not the Lone Ranger. Carrie's fighting cancer, so she's on chemotherapy, but I did a benefit auction last night, and it was only fitting that the cancer-fighting necklace that they sold was I bought it for Carrie for her anniversary. So this is not saying I didn't think about it before, but I was just going to give you something. So happy anniversary. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. You don't want to say nothing? She don't want to say nothing, so, all right. But thank you very much. Well, I can't thank you all enough as far as being here, to come here and help me celebrate 35 years of service to this. Now, a lot of you know that I've got a secret. I've had a secret for a while. It's just something I had to do. And so one thing I want to kind of let you all know is to please keep in mind, right in this building, New Year's Day, we've got a big auction coming up, all right? So I just wanted everybody, that's nothing to do with the secret. I just wanted you to know we got a big auction in here. I thought with this bigger crowd, why not let you know about that so you can keep it in mind. But I just want you to go. All right, here goes. Like I say, a lot of you know I don't usually use the script as far as anything goes, but I think I'm going to have to try to get used to it to kind of make sure we got to be out of the building by midnight. So if they had me go, it could have been difficult. So let me go. I'll just kind of start this out because I had things I wanted to say, and hopefully you can understand it. But on May the 8th of 1990, when I was 30 years of age, I lost the Republican nomination for Hancock County Sheriff. It was in a four-way race. I lost to Jim Bradbury, who went on to serve 2 very honorable terms as the sheriff. I came in second place, losing by 149 votes back when I was 30 years old. Second place, don't get you diddly squat, really, as far as that goes. But I gained so much respect from the community for my effort. I had so many people say, try again. You came so close. And I was very proud of the run back then. However, at the same time, the Indiana Supreme Court decided that an officer of the court, a probation officer in Indiana, could not seek public office and remain a probation officer. Kyle was not yet a year old, and I had only been a probation officer for 7 years, and felt there was so much more I could do as a probation officer. So on that day, I decided I was going to try and become the best probation officer I could, and work to make Hancock County the best probation office in the state. Plus, like I say, I had to take care of my kid. I had to take care of my son. You know, that came first. So I decided that's what I was going to do. I always thought that maybe someday, when the time came that I was able to retire from probation, and if the opportunity would come up, I would try again. Now we're fast forwarding 28 years. I worked very hard as a probation officer. I was even fortunate enough to get the highest honor in the state given to a probation officer when in 2008 I was given the Order of Augustus winner. It's one of these plaques down here. It was nice, and my probation office is really the reason I got it as far as for everything that they've done. But right now, in my opinion, Hancock County is the best probation department in the state of Indiana. I got no doubt about that.
Woo! Amen.
They're doing many things not being done by any other department in the state. We currently have a heroin protocol program. It's been looked at by the governor as an example for the entire state, is what's going on right now. We also have a protocol where we've been working on mental health situations, mental health cases. There's so many times there's mental health issues that people have and they end up going to jail. That's not where they need to be. You know, we need to kind of work to try to get other things set up and established so they're not going to jail. So we started in my own office. The problem was some of them had to be on probation, but then we worked with our prosecutor, and we've got a diversion plan now for some of those mental health cases that we try to work with those people. And then we're the only department in the state of Indiana that's certified by the Department of Mental Health, which basically it sounds like, oh, that sounds good. But what it does, it gives Hancock County money from the state to do these programs. Our heroin protocol program, like I say, we're saving lives. I don't know how many people had died in the past, but the last I heard, and 3 is too many, but we had 3 overdose deaths in Hancock County. There's no county around anywhere close to us that's even close to that. And it's all directly related to what the probation department is doing. Like I say, not me. I'm not just saying just me. It's the entire probation department, what they're doing with doing those things. And there's on and on about what things they're doing. This get-together is to celebrate my retirement from probation. I have loved the work I've done for over the past 35 years. Being chief probation officer is one of the best jobs around. I would only give up that job for one thing. Therefore, I would like to finally be able to announce that I'm going to seek the Republican nomination for Sheriff of Hancock County in the upcoming primary election. What are you taking down? May the 8th, 2018, exactly 28 years from the day I came up 149 votes short. But this time I feel much wiser. I know I am. I was brown-haired back then. But I'm much wiser. I'm more determined. I'm truly committed to public service. I certainly don't feel like I'm better than anyone else. However, I hope my examples of how I've treated people and how I've lived my life will want you to consider working and voting for me. It's very exciting to know that the sheriff is the chief law enforcement officer in the county, chosen by the people. The sheriff should run the office the way the public wants it run. It doesn't really give him more authority than anybody else, just more responsibility. The sheriff comes from the people and serves the people. Hopefully you're getting a theme in where I'm at here with this thing. The sheriff is directly responsible to the people. I feel great to know that anyone who knows me feels comfortable enough to approach and talk to me. We're not in England, but I got a friend that's from England, but it wouldn't matter if it was a king or a pauper. I'm willing to sit down and talk to you, and I think people understand that. It doesn't matter. I appreciate and support everybody that's in Hancock County or in the whole, actually, I'm wearing this, the whole country as far as I'm concerned, you know, but I feel like I am easily approachable. Some people have tried to tell me what I need to do to run my campaign, and I've appreciated all the advice as far as that goes, and I've used some of that advice. But my sister gave me what I feel is the very best advice at all. Just be yourself, is what Lisa said. So,
amen.
Now, being me will mean that when you see me on the street or the local restaurant, I'm going to speak. I'm going to come over and visit with you. And it's not because I'm running for sheriff, but that's me, okay? So don't say, oh, this guy's a politician. Well, yeah, I guess I am now, but I'm just going to be me. And that's how I've lived my life my entire time. My crew of supporters have told me I need to utilize the campaign phrase, quality reputation, proven integrity. Just ask anyone who knows him. So hopefully, you know, I think if people ask, hopefully people feel that way. I've tried to earn that from any of you that have been out there. The way I run my campaign will be to just let people know who I am. I'm very fortunate that many people know me. I'm willing to put my career on the line. I just did. I retired from my other career because I want this job. Oh, I want it bad. Okay? I want it bad. And I'm not running to better my retirement. Like I said, I just took my retirement. I'm not running this to say, okay, well, it'd be good to have a retirement thing. That's not what this is about. Nothing about that. I'm willing to serve as sheriff of Hancock County, but I know I can't do it alone. I have worked my entire life to get to this position, but I need the citizens of Hancock County to allow me to do the job. That's who does the picking. There are many things I want to do as the sheriff. I wanted to put down just a few of them. I'm just going to touch on a little bit here. They told me that they put 3 bullet points, and I got 13. So I'm just being me. But trying to say the way I'm doing it is anything against anybody else, whatever. I just have a different philosophy. This is just Wayne's idea. So here's a few things I think. Number one, I say we because nothing is just about an individual. Like the probation department, it wasn't just Wayne did that. We did that. My auction family, I don't do that all alone. We all do that. So as you hear this, we want great treatment, education, and rehabilitation for low-level offenders spending time in the Hancock County Jail. I've done that for 35 years. I've come up with so many ideas, so many programs, but that's what we got to do to try to help these people. These people are going to get out of jail. There's a lot of local people. They're going to get out of jail. Why just let them sit there and not try to give them some sort of treatment? I guarantee you, I will offer those things. So that's something that's very important to me. We will develop a Citizens Reserve Division to supervise prison work details and other projects to better serve the citizens of Hancock County. That means if I get to be sheriff, you're going to see some guys on the side of the road picking up trash, okay? I think they need to give back to the community a little bit. Thank you. I'd say it helps the community picking up trash, or being out here at the fair. After the fair is over, they can help pick up trash. They can be at the cemeteries, cleaning and helping our cemeteries. It helps our community, obviously, but it helps them too. I'd say I've dealt with these people for 35 years. The good thing about it, if I do get to be the new sheriff in town, I probably know 95% of them that are in the jail right now. So it's, they're going to know what I say is going to be done. So that's something I want to do. And then one thing that's very dear to my heart is the Reserve Division. That's where I came up through. Malcolm Grass hired me as a reserve deputy when I was 21 years of age. And I was trained and equipped with proper equipment, but I'm going to make sure that our Reserve Division has the equipment they need. Reserves are a vital asset to any community. We can't do what's being done without the reserve. So that will be something to be strong on my list if I get elected sheriff. We're going to expand the prisoner trustee program and immediately begin cleaning and painting the jail and cell block areas. Okay? What I mean from that, there was a story in the paper here not too long ago where they're talking about, and I know the jail's overcrowded, but in the paper it showed a cell block. I'm trying to be nice, but it was filthy. As far as it needs painting. There's graffiti on the wall, and I just won't stand for that. So we're going to get that part taken care of. It really is not fair to the prisoners, but more importantly, it's not fair to that jail staff that has to work in that. So I will make sure that they know they have my support in making sure that is done. And speaking of the jail staff, as sheriff, I'll support the jail personnel and spend time in the cell block speaking to the prisoners about various issues of concern. I say I'm not afraid to go talk to these people. I've done it my whole life. If there's an issue in the jail, I'm going to go talk to them. I've actually heard from the jailers that every once in a while things are thrown at them or people spit towards them. If a person abuses one of my jailers, that person's abusing me, okay? And I will address the issue personally, and I don't care to take away their good time. There's times now where somebody does something wrong, they get arrested, good time is not taken. Wayne's going to take their good time if they're not doing what they're supposed to do. You do it a few times, you don't have to do it all the time. But that's something that is very dear to me, and that's what we're going to do if I get there. As sheriff, I'm going to support the deputies to make sure they have resources necessary. We had, and maybe I had handcuffs and maybe a key holder. That was all I had in my belt. Right now, these guys have a gun. They've got extra ammo, 4 or 5 cartridges, 2 pairs of handcuffs, taser guns, tourniquets, Narcan, and on and on and on. They've got all this equipment, which is great. We want them to have that equipment. But the guys are saying, I don't have room on my belt. Some of the guys have told me a small thing that they could do is what's called BDU uniforms. They're uniforms where they wear tactical pants that's got maybe 8 pockets in it. I don't care if my guys have have 8 pockets, if that's where they hold their stuff. Again, it's a very small thing, but it's something that the deputies feel important about, and I want them to know that I will do everything I can to support them and help them out. The one thing, though, that they will understand is their number one job, whether it be a deputy a jailer, a community corrections officer, a probation officer, number one job is to go home safe at night at the end of every shift, okay? I'm going to stress that, because that's their number one job, whatever it takes, okay? I have a history of being approachable, like I said, so hopefully young, old, middle-aged, it doesn't matter. If you need to talk to me, people talk to me, and I get that all the time now, so I will continue with that. Youth and elderly are special interests of mine. Youth is realistically why I stayed in probation the whole time. There was so much that needed to be done with the youth, and we've done that in probation. I want to continue that and go on as far as into the sheriff division. The elderly, there are times, and I've heard here recently, we had some elderly people that have been taken advantage of. Somebody comes around and says, hey, we got all this extra asphalt. You know, and a guy lost $16,000. You know, he was scammed as far as that goes. When that happens to that person feels almost like a fool. And the sheriff, I feel like I need to go talk to them to make sure they're okay, make sure things are right. But like I say, youth and elderly will be very important to me. And then we have an adult protective service. There's one man doing an amazing job, but he works in 3 counties. I'm going to do everything I can. If we can't get an adult protective person out, sheriff will go talk to them, because we're going to take care of our elderly out here. I've seen that too much in the auction business where people are taken advantage of. So that's something I want to do. I want to expand administrative employees. I at least see one councilman in here that I want to expand administrative employees, because I want my trained police officers out in the community helping everybody here and everybody in the community. There's things that can be done in the jail by administrative employees. That's going to be very important to me. I'm going to ensure that the sex and violent offenders are counted on and checked on regularly. Okay, if they're on that list, they need to be checked on. We've kind of lowered that list down here recently because we've been checking on them and they've been naughty. And when they're naughty, they go back to jail. So that's what we'll do. I plan to work side by side with all of the law enforcement, probation division, Division of Family and Children, first responders, because we all serve the citizens of Hancock County. So that's something I plan to do. And I'm going to keep those drug officers that doing their job. I'm not going to go in there and say, okay, this is what you're going to do. Those guys know what they're doing. They're fighting and stopping drugs. We've got one officer on the interstate back and forth. He's got a good-looking dog too. I don't know if you've seen it, but anyway, there's nothing to do with it. But I'm going to let them do their job. They're doing an amazing job, but they will know that the sheriff is supporting them. And then as the sheriff, I will personally be the guy, when there's a Hancock County Council meeting, when there's a commissioners meeting, I'm going to be the one representing the sheriff's department. I feel like if I'm elected by the people, I'm responsible to people, so I'm going to be the one serving the people, and I'll be there. I'll be the one representing our department. If there's issues, that's my job to kind of get those things on. That's, like I say again, that's just my opinion. And I got so many other ideas, but obviously, like I say, we got to get the band, we got to get out of here. I'll be going out in the county from now till May. You know I don't have to work tomorrow, so, you know, this is my full-time job right now, from now till May. I want to talk to the people. I'm the old-fashioned way. I mean, I plan to talk to the people. Like I say, the only thing I can really tell you, I appreciate every single one of you. I would appreciate your support, but more importantly, I would appreciate your vote. And if you're willing to vote for me, I'm willing to work for you. So thank you very much. I appreciate everybody coming. Thank you. By the way, if you didn't know it, that's the secret. I'm running for sheriff. That was the secret. But just a small thing. As a probation officer, I couldn't publicly announce it. I had to retire before I could do this. And so I told one person about my secret. Where's Aunt Dean? Where's Aunt Dean? Geraldine. Geraldine? Right there is who I told about my secret. She's told everybody in the county. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Get something.